I know every situation is different, but would you consider cruiser or sport bike more dangerous for a beginner? Now, the first thing that pops in my head is that the power delivery, like how cruisers kind of more on the upper end. You know what I mean? Sport bikes, you just barely twist it, you can go crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, you explain more. Shut up.
No, I mean, you're right. You got to be pretty savvy. The different thing is that I mean, so from from the cruiser aspect, you run into a torque issue. You know, like they still even if you barely crack the throttle, they have torque. You know, and they'll move.
Not
you
my
know?
Sportster when it was stock.
Yeah, I mean they still have some torque though. Like
Yeah.
if we're still kind of if we're looking at it from both ways, you still got to learn both sides of things. Where the sport bikes really run into an issue is that
Nachos.
if you keep fucking pulling the throttle, like then you're gonna do a wheelie and die. So, that's
You're going to do a wheelie and die.
Die. So the sport bikes are so light and they're so powerful that it's just harder to make mistakes and be okay. You know what I mean? Like you can make a mistake on a sport bike and it'll flat out kill you immediately. Whereas you can make a mistake on a cruiser, to me, and you don't have as much like risk. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take. You can hop out. You haven't ridden sport bikes, so if you hop out on like a super sport bike, like a nasty fucking machine, and you hit it, it'll get you tight. Like like you'll be nervous. Like it'll be and where you do that on a cruiser, there's it just seems like there's so much less room for mistakes on a sport bike than there's a cruiser, to me anyway.
I mean, you got a longer.
But you still have to learn both of them.
On a sport bike, the trail and everything, all those fancy terms are a little bit shorter, so it's easier to do the wheelie. And you're heavier with cruisers and stuff. Yep. So cruisers are probably better for beginners because at the end of the day, you learn the clutch, you learn the throttle and all that stuff the same as a cruiser.
But that goes back to our video about beginners motorcycles, where you can buy like the CBR 300 or Gixxer 250. It's weird. Fucking Suzuki waited 5 years to come out with an entry level bike, and then it's a 250cc when everyone else is doing 300s. They're fucking dumb as shit. Anyway, but yeah, you have Yamaha and Kawasaki. They're all doing 300. So if you're the sport bike guy, you like the sport bike style, you can do that, or you can do like the down-tuned 600cc versions. You know what I mean? Like with not the super sports, but the entry level sport bike type feel, and then you start to get used to it that way. So you can't just say, hey, cruisers are going to be the way to go if you're scared as shit of dying. You could go both ways, but there's if you hop into the super sport market like the R6 or Gixxer 750 or the S1000RR, like if you go that route, you better be prepared because they'll absolutely kill you.
Yeah.
So
that'd be freaky as shit.
Yeah, sure would.
I kind of like and not like watching those videos of people like getting on a bike and then like whiskey throttling it.
Oh, I love those videos.
Yeah. They go freaking crazy. Their legs fly out back, and then the wheel goes up. They're like, "Oh, this shit."
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's funny. So.